And what is the deal, boys and girls? It's your boy, Professor G. Mark Gray. It is OG Sports Rap on the network, that one place in cyberspace where we keep it real and really don't give a damn any longer about who's pissed off. I mean, think about it. There are bigger problems in the world than, hey, say, Max Crosby going back to the Raiders and the Ravens lucking up on getting Trey Henderson. There are less greater debates that we should be having about historical significance of Bam Adebayo's 80-point contest, well, 83 points, which is a trip to me. You got people throwing him shade. What kind of world do we live in now where you can't celebrate business or brilliance, I should say, without catching shade? All right. And that's what seems to be coming the way of Adebayo after he um, played a hell of a game, didn't involve himself in load management, and was something to watch on Sunday night. But we got plenty of time to kick that can down a little bit later on in the program. Also, Joey Bag of Donuts, aka Mark DeRosa, backdoors his way into the out of the pool round and into, I guess, what you would call the medal round. I don't know what they call it, but whatever the case is, Team USA got a big break as the Italians knocked off Mexico last night to help Team USA get into, you know, contention for a championship in the World Baseball Classic. Now, I'll say this: the boys showed up, they played big in a big moment, which was something to think about. Now let's see what happens when the show begins outside your pool. But I'm still not convinced that Mark DeRosa is the best freaking manager for the International Baseball Club. And you go on TV and you make a heinous mistake thinking that you already qualified and you hadn't. Makes me wonder who's doing the real thinking down there. And is this guy just a mere figurehead? All right. So that's where I'm with that. We're going to talk about a little bit more of the WBC as its ramifications continue. Also, we got more NFL transactions. A lot of shade coming down towards the Ravens, towards Trey Hendrickson, and I mean, business is business, y'all. Stuff. I mean, there were no rules violated. I mean, there may be some hurt feelings, some bruised egos, stuff like that. But the moral to the story is the Ravens did their due diligence, it would appear, found out that there was an injury that was going to prohibit Max Crosby from being available for all the mini camps and all the ancillary stuff that goes with getting ready for a season. And they found somebody who was going to be, healthier, better equipped to join the family and hit the ground running. That's what happened in that. And again, we talk about that. I don't want to sound like I'm being a Ravens apologist or anything, and I'm sure not justifying the Raiders standpoint. Moral is, you know, people get hurt. Um, there physical examinations that you got to pass, and according to the Ravens, Max Crosby didn't pass. Okay, that's just what it was. Time for the pundits, prognosticators, and loudmouth gas bags to simply just move on. All right. Max Crosby ain't gonna miss no meals. Trey Hendrickson is got the big payday and a chance to play in meaningful postseason games. Hey, let's let's strap up if you're a Raven fan, so to speak. All right. Uh, and then I don't know. People are always talking about like climate change is a hoax. If I hear like Tommy Tuberville, the brilliant ex Auburn head football coach towards politician, answer to everything. It's a hoax. It's a hoax. What ain't a hoax is yesterday, it's damn near 80 degrees in my house. Okay. I mean, in the DMV where I'm at. 80 freaking degrees. Okay, I just want to put that out there. On March 11th, 80 degrees. I wake up on March 12th to snaying. Okay, and I'm sure you guys, they call it the wintry mix. It's snaying. It's a cross between rain and snow. That's right, after an 85-degree day. Now, look, 85-degree days in March are an anomaly, but so too are the next day being days that are 45. And if all the hoaxes that the old guard is trying to get you to believe on, where science is like faulty, if you believe in scientific phenomenon, then I guess that makes you woke. But when I wake up yesterday and it's a balmy 80 some degrees and today it's 45, yeah, there is climate change, y'all. And it's time to get off that boat. Stop tripping. Now we got to do something about it. I don't care what orange people who give away money to other nations so they can fight wars are telling you. But you have a drastic drop of 40 degrees in a day, something wrong. Something's wrong. Or at least something's out of balance. But again, we're surviving. We're still here, and we're moving forward. But this is crazy. Now, what's even more crazy, boys and girls, and we'll circle the wagons and get back around to this. Once again, you know, you're not supposed to mix, politics, church, state, all that. Well, when will politics get the hell out of sports? I'm sick and freaking tired of old white suits just infecting sports. You got plenty of time to infect and destroy the government, your personal businesses, your personal life. Leave sports alone, please. I mean, we can't even enjoy international competitions. The country has been working for the last 4 years to turn this summer's 250th anniversary of this country while celebrating the World Cup. It was a brilliant marketing decision until this administration took over. And today, the president, the commander in chief, has decided he is going to wish well to the Iranian national soccer team. Yeah, you can come to the World Cup, he writes on that Truth Social site. And then he follows up, quote, but I don't really believe it's appropriate that they be here for their own life and safety. I don't know about you, but that comes off to me as an international threat. I'm very uncomfortable with the potential jump off in various places of the country, Canada, and Mexico. But the beef is clearly with him, which is putting all of us as citizens in harm's way. And that's the thing that worries me about because you have a passionate soccer base, okay? And I'm one of those people who really do, in fact, get into the World Cup. It is the best uh, tournament in the world. It really is. Everybody's there. They're playing with heart. They playing with toughness. They willing to lay it on the line. It is what's about. But when you start seeing threats, and this to me reads as a threat. The Iranian national soccer team is welcome to the World Cup, but I really don't believe it is appropriate that they be there for their own life and safety. You know, this is the same thing that has isolated the United States from FIFA really. And you know, you got separate voices in the head of the commander in chief, which really have me perplexed about this whole arrangement now with FIFA. And apparently on Tuesday, according to Associated Press, uh, there was a White House meeting with Gianni Infantino, who is the president of FIFA, arguably the most powerful sports executive on the planet. And he apparently, according to what he said publicly, was led to believe from the president that the Iranian players and coaches would be welcome. Now, again, AP has sources inside the White House, and they apparently spoke to an official who insisted on anonymity to just, because you're not supposed to discuss private conversations, but he had confirmed a message to the soccer president, the FIFA guy, Infantino, about Iran's participation in the event. So today, um, it wasn't like they came out and were totally transparent on Capitol Hill. They did not really want to clarify what they meant by their own life and safety. That's a veiled threat. I mean, and well, I don't even know if it's veiled that much. That is a big time. Uh, that's a big time. It's an ominous warning, and it's one thing to have potentially started a world war. It's another thing to bring it home, and you never know. And again, I got PTSD from 9/11. Make no mistake about it. I just moved back around the way then. All right. And this could escalate into something. And it scares the living hell out of me as I think about the World Cup and I think about the potential for the Olympics in 1972 to jump off when the Germans pretty much killed an entire Jewish team just because of their religious beliefs and to prove a point while the games were in a nation that was supposed to be objective and ready to move forward. So when you hear that a team, and remember, sports is supposed to be galvanizing, and the Olympics, the World Cup, name your international event involving a ball, and it's played in the States. It's supposed to be something about unity. And now this has been politicized. The World Cup is now being used as a propaganda piece to justify a war. The world's most popular sport is now a pawn in the game of war. Let's just wrap our arms around that. A war we don't need, a war we don't want, and a war that's not in the best interest of the world, much less the service people who will be laying their lives on the line, enforcing the lies that are coming out. I mean, this is people are so far over the top these days that when you see fuel like this coming from a madman, it only stands to reason that somebody is going to do something to mar the event. And uh, like Mr. Infantino, the president of FIFA, the World Cup at this point is too big for it not to be staged. It would be catastrophic. I mean, the loss of billions of dollars. I mean, who knows? I don't think that the country itself is going to make the money that they thought they were going to make on the World Cup because people are scared to come to America. I mean, the mindset of keep the world out, but we want you in for the World Cup. And then we may treat you like animals, ship you out, or kill you. And this is what we're dealing with right now as freaking international football loving Americans. Okay, we want to see competition. We want to see safe sportsmanship. But right now, you seem like you weaponizing the military and local security forces to prepare for a jump off that they're not necessarily coming here for, but you're creating. Makes no sense. No sense at all. So anyway, we'll talk a little bit more about that a little bit later on in the program. We got the latest on the NFL free agency signings, basketball conversation, because we in tournament time. All that and a whole lot more as we rock on. I am Professor G. Mark Gray. It's OG Sports Rap on the network. Remember, download the Sports Rap Network mobile app because we all we got. And check me out on Substack at Sports Rap OG.